The aggressive gamble, dissecting the Lions' deflating 16-9 loss to the Eagles. Good morning/afternoon/evening, and welcome. We're here to unpack what was a deeply frustrating Sunday night for the Detroit Lions, who fell to the Philadelphia Eagles with a final score of 16-9. This was a long-anticipated clash, a true measuring stick game for the ascending Lions against the reigning NFC champions. And while the defense showed championship-level grit, the offensive side of the ball, and specifically the play calling, left a lot to be desired. The loss, in a word, felt deflating. Less for the score and more for the self-inflicted wounds that defined the evening. The unconverted down, aggression becomes regression. The undeniable storyline of this game was the Lions' aggressive yet ultimately futile approach on fourth down. Coach Dan Campbell, who had taken over play-calling duties, lived by the go-for-it mantra, but sadly, on Sunday, the team died by it. Detroit finished an abysmal 0 for 5 on fourth down conversions, including a failed fake punt in the second quarter. The failures weren't just turnovers, they were momentum killers, handing the ball back to an elite Eagles team in favorable field position, or, most painfully, inside the red zone. 3 consecutive drives in the scoreless third quarter ended with a turnover on downs, a staggering statistic that speaks volumes about the inability to execute in critical situations. When you're playing a physical, dominant defense like Philadelphia's, you cannot afford to waste opportunities, especially when your own defense is playing lights out. The quarterback conundrum, a career worst night. The Lions' offensive struggles were intrinsically tied to the performance of quarterback Jared Goff. This was, statistically, one of the toughest outings of his career. Goff completed just 14 of 37 passes for 255 yards, throwing a touchdown but also an early interception that immediately set up the Eagles' first points. His 37.8% completion rate was the worst he's posted. While he was under pressure from an unrelenting Eagles defensive line, which saw a new face in the form of trade acquisition Jalen Phillips, many throws were simply off target, especially to his top receivers. Amon-Ra St. Brown, a player known for his high volume of catches, was targeted 12 times but only hauled in 2. When you're facing a championship-caliber team, you need your veteran quarterback to be surgical, and unfortunately, Goff's performance was anything but. A defensive masterpiece, the hidden gem. Amidst the offensive gloom, the Detroit defense deserves immense credit. They held a potent Eagles offense, led by Jalen Hurts and a strong running game featuring Saquon Barkley, to just 1 touchdown and 16 total points. That single touchdown came just before halftime on the Eagles' notorious tush-push play, a nearly unstoppable maneuver. The Lions' defensive unit repeatedly faced short fields due to the offense's failures and turnovers, yet they continually bent without breaking. They forced the Eagles to settle for field goals and even came up with a massive fourth down stop late in the game, only for the offense to go 3 and out and settle for a field goal of their own. It was a true testament to the defensive coordinator's game plan and the players' resilience, proving that this side of the ball is ready for prime time. The glints of hope. Young talent shines. Despite the collective struggle, the Lions found a bright spot in their playmaking youth. Running back Jahmyr Gibbs was a force, particularly as a receiver, posting his first career 100-yard receiving game with 107 yards on 5 catches. His ability to turn short throws into long gains was one of the few things that consistently moved the ball. Furthermore, wide receiver Jameson Williams continues to flash his immense talent, including a late-game touchdown that provided a fleeting moment of hope. These young playmakers are the future, but they need the offense to establish consistency around them. Conclusion: a lesson in execution. This 16-9 loss was a brutal lesson in the NFL. Great defense can keep you in a game, but failed execution on offense will always keep you from winning it. The Lions had a significant advantage in total yardage, outgaining the Eagles 317-272, yet the crucial metric, points on the board, tells the final story. Moving forward, Coach Campbell will have to reevaluate his high-stakes aggression, or at least find a way to make sure the execution matches the conviction. The Lions' aspirations remain high, but to truly compete with the NFC elite, they must learn how to convert those critical third and fourth downs and support their excellent defensive effort. The next few weeks will be telling as this team looks to bounce back and solidify its position in the playoff race. The question now is, how quickly can they absorb the sting of this loss and correct the fundamental errors that cost them the game?